don't seem to want to talk about traditional marriage. You say that this is an issue that's been litigated in the past. You still hold that view. How big of an issue do you think it'll be in the caucuses this year versus last time?
Well, I don't know how big an issue it's going to be. Again, you asked me to play political commentator. What I can say is that you heard me talk about the importance of marriage and family. And I think the most important thing that we can do as leaders within the party is to highlight the importance of restoring marriage and encouraging marriage from an economic point of view as well as from a societal point of view. And I think if we do that, then I think you lay a better groundwork for discussing that issue. But I think right now I'm going to be focused and centered on seeing what we can do to help restore the American family.
Does the Supreme Court, considering the issue, change the dynamic at all, in your view?
Well, it all depends on what they decide.
Back on same-sex marriage, you mentioned in your speech that we can't deal with Iran because they let theology dictate public policy. Isn't this similar of your view on same-sex marriage, to letting theology influence public policy?
Well, I think there's difference. When I was talking about Iran, I was talking about their end of times eschatology of the 12th Imam as a grave concern of giving a nuclear weapon to a country that believes that by causing the end of the war, end of civilization, your savior will come back. That's a little different than having a public policy view based on moral precepts as well as societal and sociological facts. So I don't think I'm equating the two. I think one is a very, very different thing. That everybody has a right in America to come into the public square, whether you're faith or no faith, and make your claim as to what you want any issue to be. And just because you're a person of faith doesn't mean you're not allowed to have a position on an issue that may be in part or in whole rooted in faith.
What would you say to the thousands of couples that have been married in states that have passed gay marriage that could potentially
I'm just
lose that
wondering if everybody
status?
else gets the same number of questions on this subject as I do. But having said that, look, I think I made myself clear as to what the focus of the campaign would be, and we're going to keep the focus on trying to do what we can to help improve what has been determined, even by studies on the left, as the most critical part of the hollowing out of the middle of America, and that's the breakdown of the family. And so I think it's important for us to try to help government get out of the way so people can, if they want to, marry without being overly penalized by the government for doing so. And at the same time, we need to make sure our tax code and our other laws, as well as the bully pulpit of the presidency, talks about the importance of marriage and fatherhood, in particular for now a majority of Americans are growing up without a father in the home.
Undercurrent under the surface makes the mainstream get so nervous. It's time for purpose, for news to serve us, not with propaganda they use to hurt